Welcome back to Newsarama's coverage of New York Comic Con 2012. I'm Stephen Human. I'm here with Lucas Siegel, big man at Newsarama, and you just had quite the meeting. What happened?
I just talked to Grant Morrison and Guillermo del Toro. Like, that's how I'm starting my Comic Con. I'm really not sure. I'm sorry to everybody else that I'm going to talk to and interview the rest of this weekend because my heart's just not going to be in it after that. This was huge. They announced today at Legendary that they are doing a brand new Grant Morrison creator-owned miniseries called Annihilator. And it is something that could only come from the mind of Grant Morrison. It features a Hollywood writer who gets the chance to do this big tentpole sci-fi film and can't seem to write it. He's got his main character, he's got the basics down, and then he can't seem to keep going. So he makes a deal with the devil in order to get this story out of his head. But the story comes literally out of his head, and all of a sudden he's face to face with his main character. And the rest of the story is the two of them trying to write this story before a brain tumor kills him and before the guy, the villain of the story, comes and kills them both. So it sounds absolutely batty and super creative and a lot of fun. And it brings back Grant Morrison and his editor Bob Schreck, who edited All-Star Superman. So you know that these guys are going to do something cool.
Well, that's a pretty big announcement because Grant Morrison said that how he was getting out of superhero comics, and It looks like this is what he's moving toward?
Yeah, he's really moving more towards the creator-owned stuff. He's doing Happy over at Image with Derek Robertson, and they also announced just a couple days ago that RZA from the Wu-Tang Clan is working with Grant on adapting that into a film. And it's nice. It's nice to see. We all love Grant's Superman and Batman work, his X-Men work from a few years back, but it's really cool to see when big creators like this just go out and tell some really cool brand new stories of their own.
All right, you were also in there with Guillermo del Toro. Do we have any more news on Pacific Rim?
Yes. Guillermo and his screenwriter for Pacific Rim are actually going to be working on an all-new original graphic novel set in the same world, but about a generation before the movie. So the movie actually picks up with the kaiju, the gigantic monsters, and the Jaegers, the pilots in these super suits, these gigantic robot super suits. It features them deep into the war. The Jaegers, the humans, are losing, and that's where Pacific Rim, the movie, will start. So what the comic book is going to do, it's going to tell the story of when they were first starting out, when they were first building these Jaegers, and they were first deciding how they were going to try to fight against these kaiju, and when they first won a couple of battles. So we get to see kind of the light that came before the darkness of the film. And it's also going to feature some of the characters from the film. So you're going to see some very unique character arcs that you simply would not have been able to get out of just the movie. And that was something that both of them said they're very, very excited about. They have about a 300-page Bible full of backstory for all of the characters and this world. So they were excited to get to mine that a little bit for this first graphic novel, and they'd left the door open for more in the future.
All right, so you have a lot of other things coming up in the next couple of days. Are any of them going to be as exciting as this?
You know, there's a big announcement coming over at the Superman panel, which I'll be covering in just about 20 minutes. It's one that's kind of out there already, but people are still going to be really excited when they start hearing some of the details. And there's going to be a lot more to come. We've got an exclusive announcement about a new BioWare comic book over at Dark Horse that we're going to be running tomorrow morning, and plenty more throughout the weekend. So we should have a lot of fun, but man, oh man, it's nice to have a highlight so soon.
All right, well, you want to keep it here at Newsarama.com for all of your New York Comic Con footage, interviews, everything. Keep it here.